Hey guys, welcome back to the Pop channel for another deck profile. Before we begin, I would like to thank everybody for this tremendous support for this previous video. The video that I made just after my vacation, it achieved like 1k views so quickly, and it has an outpouring of likes. 41 likes to be exact, but in this channel that is considered outpouring. I know this deck profile video will be drowned in the tons and tons of deck profile videos that's gonna coming out this week because of this major Tournament of Power event that's happening right now. But I've been play testing this deck for quite some time now. I really want to show this. I always felt very represented by this picture when posting my deck profile during a major tournament events week. For this week's deck profile, we will be playing with this leader. I have to make a confession here. The first time when I saw this leader, after reading his effect, I thought that this leader is pretty trash. But after looking at the cards that's been released together with this guy and how they synergize and playtesting this, I really changed my mind. This leader, I think, it has the potential to be really good. However, I will save the details in the main video, so see you guys after the short intro, alright? Eggman just went undefeated with this leader. Hey guys, so welcome back from the intro. Let's go straight into the deck profile. Let me introduce the leader to you. It's a new leader, so I'm gonna spend my time talking about the leader. Spend a little bit of time talking about the leader. So he is a such leader, that means he is dual color. All such leaders are dual color right now, and he has this very special ability. Let me tell you this. On his Nonce Awakened Search side, his ability is this: activate main once per turn, look at top 5, pick a card, put it into your hands. It doesn't matter is it an Android card or anything, because you can pick any cards. You don't have to show to your opponents for verification. Alright, so just pick a card and then put it into your hands, and then you choose a card from your hands and then you put it into your drop area. So this leader don't really plus, but that's the argument I will have to make right now, that most leader in these, most such leaders does not plus, they recycle, right? So this leader, he does not really plus, except for Piccolo. He really recycles, but the thing is, his whole engine plays from the drop, except for a couple of cards. Of course, if you want to go up the chain, it doesn't, but to start the chain, you play from the drop. There's 3 cards that you want to have it in your drop to make this whole thing works, and this leader does that, alright? So, alright, his Awakened Search, you can do it anytime that you want, but I would say that do it during the time where you really need it. Choose one green or yellow card from your hands and place it into your place it under that card, and you flip it. You draw 2, untap 2, and flip it over. He is an untap 2 leader, alright? And Cell Perfection Surpassed, you can use it 2 times only, yeah? If your life is 4 less, you pick a card and you drop it, activate main, not activate battle. That means you can only do it during your turn. You can choose 2. The first one is during until your next main phase. All battle cards played. If your opponent plays a battle card, not you, your opponent plays a battle card, it has to be played in rest mode. So he can go up he can do swap and everything, it doesn't matter, it is gonna be in rest mode. The only thing that could attack are those cards that are already on board, if you don't clear them, or the cards that his leader card, alright? The other thing is you get to choose up to one of your opponent's battle card, KO it, and then you choose, not your opponent. Of course, you choose it blindly, but your opponent doesn't choose. So your opponent could shuffle his hands, present it to you with the back, right? And then you randomly pick one, and then you put it into the drop area. Alright, so this is the deck. Let me go. This is the leader. Why is he powerful? Because the number game just adds up. You want to play from the drop. You know, usually people said, okay, like Piccolo, he draws 1. Of course, he can choose not to play his battle card. That means he has a +1. But in this deck, you want to play the battle card, but you play from the drop. So even if you drop it, your hands are still okay, because if you tap your energy to play anything, it comes out from the drop in the early game, alright? So here goes. Let me tell you the important cards. This is the important card here. Quick Sweep, Android 17. Keep 1 in your hands, keep 1 in the drop, and this is what you want to do. If you have a cell card in play, increase this card energy cost by 2. So be careful. It becomes 3 costs when you have a cell in play. So if you have this guy, play him first before you play a cell, yeah, because he becomes 3 energy. Activate main. If there's no cards in the battle area, play this card from your drop area. So if there's no card, no field card. Remember, a field card is also a card in your battle area. I would applaud that the designer, excuse me for that, I would definitely give applaud the designer, because if they said that if there's no battle cards, then we could really make the pod works, the healing pod, right, from the Clash of Fate, where if you play a green battle card, you draw a card from the drop. If you play a green battle card from the drop, you draw a card. This guy totally would be broken. This engine would be broken. But okay, you drop 1 and then you tap 1 and it comes up from the drop. Basically, you are the same as anyone who plays a card from their battle cards from their hands. Alright, and then the other card that you wanted in your drop. Why do you want to keep 2? Because when you play 2, when you play this guy, you get 9 immediately. You can go up the chain with this guy if you have 4 energy. Yeah, so play as much of him from your hands before you play this guy. This guy, Cell Android Absorber, he is amazing. Activate main. If your leader is a Cell card and the only cards in your battle area are Android 17, so this card, remember, you really have to take care of this, yeah? Then your opponent chooses, play this card from your drop area, then your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand, places it into your drop area. You can't play him for the rest of the turn. There is a situation here with this particular card. The current ruling right now is that when you tap 1, when you play it, if your opponent remove it, or you combo with it, and then you try to tap, you could just keep on tapping 1, and because you can't play this, you are trying to resolve as much as possible. Your opponent have to drop 1. So when you tap 1, your opponent drop 1. You tap 1, your opponent drop 1 if he's being removed from the battle area during that turn. Yep. However, I don't want to encourage people to play this, because I think it's a very, very toxic play that should not be in this thing. So I'm not gonna legitimize this by promoting it. So we play the proper way. When this card is removed from your battle area by a skill, choose up to 1 Android 18 from energy cost of 3 from your drop area and play with its skills negated for the duration of the turn. Impressive, very, very good way to do this, because Android 18 is here, she has critical, she has barrier. If this guy gets removed, you have an Android 18, you swing with Android 18, immediately critical barrier. It's too much, it's a little bit too much. But she has critical, she has barrier, so she's being protected. So she's a 3 cost barrier that gets around like very cheap removal like this, so she is being protected here. Alright, so why is that? Okay, so because you have this guy, make sure you have this in the drop. So whatever you pick 1, and then if these are in your hands, drop it. If you pick one of those, drop it. This one you want to have as many in the drop as possible. Alright, now you have the chain going. So this guy, tap 1, this guy comes out, tap 1, this guy comes out. Make sure the sequence is correct, yeah? Make sure this guy, then this guy. Then after that, your next turn, tap 2 for this. Successor. Successor is that you tap 2, and if you have green or yellow cards that matches the amount of energy that this guy has, you can go up the chain. So you can come out for 2 by popping this and this, yeah? So, what is this? When you play this card with Successor, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle card, ignoring barrier, KO it. So good. Then your opponent chooses 1 card and drop it. So this guy, opponent drops 1, you tap 2, he comes out, your opponent drops. You KO 1 card, ignoring barrier, and then your opponent drops 1. And then when this card is removed in your battle area by your opponent, the difference between this guy and this guy is that this guy, when it's removed by your battle area by your opponent's skill or KO, you get to draw 3. Yep, it has to be your opponent who does this. This guy does not have to be. Of course, you can say that I play Kale, comes out, I KO this guy. Oh, no, you can't. It's not KO'd. Is Kale KO? I don't know. We need to check that. But you could. This guy has to be removed by your opponent. Alright, so if your opponent decides to KO this guy or to remove him, then you get to draw 3, which is very devastating in this deck. Alright, so keep multiple copy of this guy in your hands, because this guy cannot be played from the drop. Alright, and because this guy's ability is removed from your battle area by a skill, it does not have to be your opponent's skill, it can be your skill. So what happens? Now you have an Android 18 in your hand. So you have 6 and 3, so you have 9. Yup. Why is 9 the magical number? Because of this guy. So when you tap 3 for Successor, now you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Tap 4. This guy comes out. This guy, it's a game ender. If your leader card is the Android card, when you play this card with Successor, your opponent reveals their hands. You pick 3 battle cards from their hands, regardless, of course, no cost limitation. 3 battle cards. If their negate is topo, then GG. Yeah. Then place them in their drop area, then choose up to one of your opponent's leader card and negate its non-keyword skill for the duration of the turn. That means your opponent's auto and everything, it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. Yep, keyword skill is those that are in red. So for example, like this guy, it's finished. He is finished. Alright, so he does not have any ability left, and then you go and swing for the triple strike. So good. But let me tell you the MVP of the deck. The MVP of the deck is this little guy over here. If your leader is green at the end of the battle card, when you combo with this card, play this card in rest mode. Choose 1 or 2 cards in your life and play them from your hands. When you play this card during your opponent's turn, you get to choose one of your green energy and switch it to active mode. Be very tactical with this guy. This guy, it's both a poison, it's a double-edged sword. I think that's the correct expression here. Why? Imagine you have this guy, right? So you tap 2 for at turn 3. If you go up the chain, right, and if you don't care about defense, your opponent is playing a slow deck, you have this guy and this lady on the board in turn 2, because you need 2 energy to come this people out, right? So you have 9 energy and you have 9 power, and then you have 1 energy open. When your opponent swings, you tap 1, bring this guy during your opponent's turn, you bring this guy out, then you take 1 or 2 life in your hand, so you have a plus in your hands, right? And then you untap 1. So you have this guy, this lady on the board. Total number 12. Yep. After that, you pop this lady. Oh no, you pop him and him instead of this lady. This lady has barrier. Try to keep her on board. Instead of going up the chain with Android 18 and Cell, you go up the chain with Cell and Android 15. Why do you want to leave 18 on the board? Because when Cell comes out, you get to rip 3, throw it, and then you could swing for triple strike. If your opponent is at 4, go up the chain to this, because you have an additional 3 here. This makes 12. No energy. This guy comes out, rip another, rip up to 3. You don't choose this time, but you just take 3. You throw it. But be careful. To play this guy, you kind of need 5 energy. However, you can go for the quadruple strike just like that if you need it. Yep, you might catch your opponent off guard. If you look at this guy and then your opponent does not have a negate, you already rip off their negate because they're playing battle cards negate, then this guy would just end the game right there. So this is one of the ways to cheat out this guy, because the number game just works. The other way to cheat out the guy is playing 2 Android 17 at the start, because when 2 Android 17 comes out, if there's a cell on board, there are 3. You need 1 and 1 to bring out this guy. However, you just then you have another one left, which is 3 costs, because there's a cell. You can bring out this guy too, or hard cast him for 3 and then play. Alright, so this is one of the ways. I have Dr. Giro and Android 17 here. Android 17 here is it negates the attack, and what's more, after he negates the attack, then you get to choose one of your battle cards 4 or less from your deck, and with Android in its names, and then put it into the drop area. Yeah. So you can do this, and then put it into drop area to make sure that your combo starts going. And Dr. Giro is the same. You get to fuel up your deck. So this whole chain, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. There is no way I find myself stuck because one of the cards is not. His ability fixes your hands this ability just make sure everything goes well. Make sure that you keep your bots free if you want to restart the chain. Everything can be taken out pretty easily. But these two are pretty annoying if they are on the board, and then you cannot go up the chain. Yeah, because this is 7, and because of this is 7, this 4. This number 4 is just this. You could synergize with the rest of them, but however, if you have a 4, then tap a 2, then go up the chain to this guy. You can do it if you want to. Yeah, so tap 2 if she comes out on the board. This is pretty amazing because there are like triple strikers on the board, and then when you play this card, choose one. Your opponent chooses one card from their hands, place it in the drop area, or you get to choose a keyword skill from one of your opponent's card in rest mode. If they swing battle cards and then triple strike, they go for the game. Like yesterday I was playing against Baby, he goes for the game, and then I was like, I removed triple strike. Thank you. Alright, yep, Android, create Android. I play more than Dr. Giro. Even Dr. Giro is the better searcher, but create Android does not show them your hand. What do you pick, right? So you draw 2, you drop 1. Since you're gonna drop this anyways, so go ahead and draw 2 and drop that 1. Yeah, it helps you to fuel your drop area. So this is the deck Nimbus for the harder games to for those that hits multiple times, so increase the number of Nimbus if you need it. This is actually okay. I play him because of the consistency. I want it to be in the drop and make sure that everything runs properly, because it's a negate that helps you to make sure that these cards are in the drop. And even if you already have all these cards in the drop, do it because it helps you thin out your deck so that when you draw, you get to draw into the cards that you actually need, not in the drop. Yep. Alright, so this is deck profile. I really had so much fun with this, and this leader is so defensive, right? You just play it, and then I mean, if you need that one turn, subblast it, untap the 2 energy, then at the start take 1 and make sure that your opponent does not be able to swing at you unless with the leader card. Buy yourself some time, and if you have a negate into your hand, your opponent swings with that leader card, negate it, and that's fine. Some side decks option, it's a Shocking Death Ball to replace this, maybe, because it's been so consistent. I don't find myself using this guy to play anything. So maybe that's something that I would change. Maybe 3 Shocking Death Ball, 2 Nimbus instead of this Android 17. So this is deck profile. Of course, we always have this at this point of recording. There is always this very bad ruling when it comes to sell. As a sell player, I don't like this because it makes a very non-fun interaction. And this channel, it's about fun. So I hope maybe something can be changed here. Alright, so hey guys, I hope you like the deck profile. Play with this leader. It is so underrated. It is so powerful, and I really have fun with this deck. Alright guys, see you guys in the next video. Ciao, bye.